Time to get your geek on. Okay, so my film is called Art of the Prank. It's a documentary feature about the greatest media prankster of all time, Joey Skaggs. Art of the Prank features a lot of Joey Skaggs' greatest hoaxes, but it also features an ongoing hoax that has not been revealed yet. I've been introduced to Joey by a producer I was working with in Rome, and so at first he told me, there's a possibility of doing a film about this man here. His name is Joey Skaggs, and I say, I never heard of Joey before at the time, and he said, I told him, show me something, who's this guy, and he gave to me a 2020 piece about Joey. So that night I watched this 2020 piece about him. I realized what he does and what he's done in his his entire career, and I've been completely blown away by his art, because it's truly, as far as I'm concerned, an art form itself. As a filmmaker, you learn a lot from, first of all, making a documentary, but I've learned a lot by making a documentary about a hoaxer, because he's basically the greatest storyteller ever, you could ever meet. He comes up with stories that need to be concise, that needs to be interesting, that needs to have, a beginning, a development, and an end. It's something that I can relate a lot as a storyteller, as a filmmaker. So this is probably the thing I've learned from being next to someone like Joey Skaggs. I can say that I'm a masochist in a way, because I try to convince him to do something contemporary that I could follow. So it was like my fault. I mean, you don't ask Joey to do something. He has to come up with his own concept, because he's a true artist. So I had access to almost 150 hours of footage, plus photos, articles, about Joey's hoaxes. So you can make a great film about what he's done in his, in 50 years of very prolific career. But as far as my story, the story that I really want to try, that I tried to tell, I needed him to come up with a concept, a new one that a new hoax that I could follow, to get really inside the mind of the prankster and show you how, how he develops his concepts, how he first of all, how he comes up with ideas, and how he puts pieces together, how he develops the hoax, and how hard it is to wait for the results. You could have done that with just the archival footage, because basically, you only have the outcome and maybe some backstage kind of thing. And the other thing that is really hard to tell with just the archive is that each story is a single story, with a beginning, a middle, and an end. And they're like, really, you can make a film out of a single hoax if you want. But, my decision was like, I need to ask Joey to come up with something for me to follow, and I'm willing to wait for that, because I'm not saying, you need to come up with something in 1 month. That's not how it, doesn't work like that with Joey. So we are doing our film festival run right now. Just go on artoftheprank-themovie.com. We have a page for all our next screenings, and follow us on Facebook if you want, and Instagram, Twitter. Just look for Art of the Prank, the movie.